What's up everyone? Welcome back to another Fargus tier list, and today I'm going to be doing the gym leaders of Pokemon. Let's get right into it. First off, we've got Brock. I'm going to put Brock in A tier. This is based off of Brock, not from the anime, but just from the video games. I think he's really cool. He's got an easy team if you pick like Squirtle or Bulbasaur, but more difficult if you have Charmander. But either way, Onix just looks kind of scary for like the first, ace Pokemon of all time. I think he's an A tier. Misty, I'm actually gonna put in B tier. I think Misty's cool. She's a great character and her gym looks cool, but her team kind of sucks. With as many water types as there are in Gen 1, and she just has a Starmie and a Staryu, there's a lot of wasted potential there. Lieutenant Surge, I'm gonna put him in A tier. He introduces the lore of like the Great Pokemon War that doesn't actually go anywhere, but he spun off so many like fan theories and stuff. And then of course his team's pretty cool. The classic, got the Raichu. Erica, I'm gonna put her in C tier just cause like she's kind of forgettable. I had to go back and like look up her team, which was comprised of like the most forgettable grass types from Gen 1, in my opinion. Koga, I'm gonna put Koga in A tier. He's a ninja, he's classic, he's got a cool team. His gym, the puzzle is really cool. And he's a ninja. Do I have to explain any more? That's sick, that's cool. Janine, I'm gonna put in F for forgettable. I'm sorry, Janine. You just live in the shadow of your father's glory. You know what? She's a ninja. She can go in D tier. She can get a one up just because she's a ninja. Sabrina, S. Instant S. She is so sick. The Alakazam is like, especially if you're playing like red and blue, that is like the most difficult fight ever. She also introduced like the classic warp puzzle in the gym that Pokemon has used like so many times. And plus she's just like a really cool and creepy character all around. Blaine is also gonna go in S tier because he is my GOAT. Look at that mustache, those sunglasses, the fedora. He is dripped out, and his team is also dripped out because he's got the Arcanine, he's got the Rapidash. He has like everything you could ever want from a fire type gym leader. Giovanni, he's an A tier. Fun fight, little easy, but he's got those kaijus on his team, which is so cool. The Rhydon, the Nidoking, the Nidoqueen. He's got a menacing team, that's the thing. Even if it doesn't actually end up being that difficult, especially that late in the game. But overall, I think it was a really cool twist that they did in Gen 1 where he was like, whoa, last gym is actually the big bad guy. Blue is also my GOAT. The first like major fight where it's like a full team just as stacked as yours, and like he earned the title of champion, and he earned like the talking smack to you like he does in the game. I still say smell you later to people these days. Faulkner, D. Mid. He doesn't even have like a Pokemon from his region. He just has the Route 1 birds from the region before. That is kind of as lame as it gets. Bugsy, I'm gonna put Bugsy in B tier. I like him, he's cool. Then Scyther being on the same team as like Kakuna and Metapod, it's just really funny to me. Now, see, I don't know how I feel about Whitney, because I like it whenever they do an actual strong gym leader. Like requires multiple tries if you're just doing like no Nuzlocking or anything. I like that it's difficult, but I also hate the Miltank, so I'm just gonna have to go with C. That's pretty middle of the road. I like Morty. I'll put him in B tier. Again, no Johto Pokemon on his team. It's all the Ghastly line, which is just boring. Other than that, he's so cool. Look at the scarf. Look at the headband. He is literally me. He's like the Ryan Gosling of Pokemon. Chuck, he's like Gem 5. Like supposed to be getting stronger and stronger, but he just has relatively low level fighting types from, again, the generation before. He's just boring. Jasmine, I'm gonna put her in B tier. The Steelix is awesome, and showing off Steelix, but if I remember right, you literally just walk right up to her. So the gym's like kind of mid, but Jasmine herself, she's pretty cool. Price is a snooze fest. His ace is weaker than the gym before him. Like, what is up with that? Claire, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like Claire because once again, with the crybabies of this generation that just don't want to give you the gym badge. Oh my gosh. But the Kingdra's cool. C tier, I guess. You know what? Now that I remember, like the whole lava theme in her gym, that's enough to bring it up to a B. That was pretty sick. Roxanne I'm gonna put an A actually, because like the whole, like, she's supposed to be like a teacher, I think. That whole vibe, like, as the first gym leader when you're just starting out, it's like, you know, it's early on, you're still kind of like in trainer school. I think that's pretty cool. The nose pass is like not too difficult. Brawly's also gonna get A tier. Bro, he's another one of those, he's literally me. I wanna be Brawly. I wanna just, and surf. That's what he does. That's all he does with his Makuhita and his Meditite and his Machop, which is a dope team. Watson is the goat of all goats. He's jolly. He's like Santa. I love him. Not to mention his specifically his Emerald team, where he has the Manectric on there, is fun. It's difficult. It's the gates, the electrical gates. That was so cool. Overall, can't go wrong with Watson. Flannery, I think, is also gonna have to get the S tier treatment as well. She's sick. The fact that she's like just starting out makes her seem it's like, okay, this ought to be easy. Then it fakes you out with that Torkoal that's just like impossible to kill, and you just keep on getting overheated and getting OHKO'd, and it's actually a pretty difficult fight. Got the classic like warping like they always do, but instead this time it's like bunch of steam everywhere, and it's overall just a really, really well designed gym and character and fight and everything. Norman, Big Papa, Father. I'll put him in A. He's kind of easy to fight around with the slacking and the truant. Pretty easy, but also it's slacking and it's got that massive attack stat. For a normal type trainer, he's not very boring, and they actually like kind of wove in a little bit of a storyline with him. And overall, I just like him a lot. Winona, S tier again. Altaria, Earthquake. Need I say more? That took me by surprise, even on the 10th time. I'm kidding, but when I was playing through Hoenn, that probably had to be one of the most difficult fights. And also just like a really cool character. She's like, my birds will beat you, and I'm like, no, it's birds, but then they killed me. Tate and Liza, I'm gonna put in B tier. They're kind of just like, I don't know, for being the second to last gym, it's kind of boring because they are using Pokemon that were like introduced a lot earlier on in the game. And on top of that, it's like, okay, we have another warp puzzle, which was already used with Flannery's gym. So it's just kind of like a little bit anticlimactic if you ask me. Wallace is a classic. Having a water type trainer as like the last gym is kind of cool, because it's like, oh wow, water types are everywhere. But also it's Hoenn, they're everywhere. So he's kind of got a stacked team full of Hoenn water types. So I think, I don't know, that all kind of came together really well, especially since you're in like basically an underwater city. I don't know, to me it like worked out perfectly, and he's really cool. Juan is just kind of a worse version of Wallace. And also, he's like if you combine Claire and Wallace and just made them lamer, because he's got the Kingdra, which was the ace of the 8th gym, literally the generation before, and it's not even a generation 3 Pokemon. So I'm gonna put him in like C. He's just kind of mid. He's just Wallace, but worse. Rourke, I'm gonna put in B tier. He's cool. I like the theme. I like the mine theme. It's really fun. But also, at the same time, he's literally just Brock plus. Like, he literally just has Geodude, Onix, and then the Cranidos. And the Cranidos is cool. It's like, whoa, fossil Pokemon, like this early. And it's got like this crazy attack stat too, and like can kill me. But at the same time, it's probably also only using like Growl or Leer the whole time. You just kind of beat it because it's a glass cannon. Gardenia, I'm gonna put in A tier, because I'm pretty sure Gardenia is the first time we saw a gym leader use one of the starter Pokemon, which are supposed to be like crazy rare, with Turtwig. And I think that was really cool. I think having the Roserade, the fully evolved Pokemon on the second gym, it was very threatening, and it was really fun. Maylene, I'm gonna put her in A, because she has a Lucario. Lucario has a whole movie for himself, and she's just casually got one on the 3rd gym. Crasher Wake is my goat. Call me Barry, I don't care. He just like yells and is cool, and it just works. Fantina, speaking French. French is pretty cool. Byron, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. You know, I'll put you with your son. I'll let you go up a little bit more. I'll put you with your son, but for Gym 6, I mean, you have like 1 fighting type move or like 1 ground type move, and like you can just sweep. He's trash. He's trash. The gym is cool. I like the gym. That's what, you know what? That'll be the reason for why he got sent up to B tier. But that's it. You designed a cool gym, buddy, but that's all you did. She Who Shall Not Be Named. I'm gonna put her in A tier. Should have had a Mamoswine instead. Volkner is gonna be put in A. You know, they put some mystery around him before you fight him. He's supposed to be pretty difficult, And then he is, of course, the Electivire, showing off that new evolution in the Luxray. I mean, can't go wrong with Luxray. He's cool, and like he's literally just like cool. Like he's just cool. You know what I mean? He's just cool. C tier stands for Silent, Cress, and Chili. I actually like the elemental monkeys. No surprise, I like monkeys, but they're just kind of boring, and the game literally gives you what you need to beat them. But I do like the restaurant theme. Lenora, she's cool. She's nice, and she's got like some cool storyline, but also she uses a Watchog, and I can't forgive her for that. So I'm sorry, Lenora, you gotta be condemned to B tier just for your team. Berg can go with Lenora. They're like kind of in that same boat. Like they're cool. They're both just like cool, but their teams are kind of lame. Berg's is a little bit better, but not enough to put him up in A tier though. Elisa, the model, the supermodel. She's on here twice. I'm just gonna put them both in the same spot because they both have the Zebstrika, and that's one of the best Gen 5 Pokemon that there was. So I'm just gonna put them both in A tier because she had the roller coaster. Whenever she had the roller coaster theme in her gym, peak. That was peak. Clay is a goat. He belongs in S. He also has a child, so you know what that means. But no, like the team composition, the fact that he's like all the way down in like Minecraft Diamonds levels of subterranean earth. He's probably rich. He's got a diamond on his forehead, on his hat. He's a cowboy. You can't go wrong with cowboys. Skylar's pretty cool. I'm gonna put her in B tier. The team is like kind of easy, kind of mid. You can't really go right with Unpheasant being on your team, but I like the whole plane theme and everything, and the fact that she's a pilot's pretty cool. Bryson is a ninja, but that doesn't make him cool this time. Cryogonal is not cool. Be a cool ninja, a literal cool, because he's an ice type guy. But to have a not cool team, it's a paradox. He's a paradox. So I'm just gonna put him in C. Drayden's pretty dope. I'm gonna put him in B. I like him a lot. Iris is the same. They're kind of two sides of the same coin, and the teams are really cool. You can't go wrong with dragon types. Super cool dragon type gym and everything that's got like the black and white theming. Really cool. Sharon, snooze fest, bro. Snooze fest. He is the epitome of lame. I don't think I need to say anymore. Roxy, she is a goat. Nope, not even A. She's going up to S. She's like the only character in the games to have her own voice acting, and she's a punk rocker. I want them to release like an actual like Roxy track. Like make an actual Pokemon punk song by Roxy. That'd be so cool. Whoever this guy is, I think he had like a Jellicent on his team, but since I'm forgetting him, I'm sorry, he's gotta go in F for forgettable. Viola, I like the photographer aesthetic, but there's just so many other good bug types that aren't Vivian. Grant, I like Grant a lot. Grant's gonna go in A tier. I like the whole rock climbing thing. I love the gym puzzle. He's got both of the fossils on his team, which is really, really cool. They're like equal power. It's like he's like one of the first ones that doesn't actually really have an ace. He's just got two equally strong Pokemon, and I think that's really cool. I like him a lot. Corinne's okay. I like Hawlucha a lot. You know, it's cool that she's also got the Lucario and everything, but also that's kind of been done before. But she's like, you know, really important to the whole Mega Evolution story. Ramos, though, he's my GOAT. He is a beautiful, beautiful man. He's gonna go all the way in S. The gym is really fun. Swinging from those vines. He's got two of the lamest Pokemon ever in a Go-Go. He's a literal goat. He himself is like an old dude, just old gardener. I want to live that life. I want to live that life he does, just like cutting shrubs with my goat, because he is my goat, and he's gonna go in the S tier. Clement, I'm gonna put in A. He's a nerd, he's a geek, but he's got a Heliolisk, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'm just gonna have to put him in A tier, like for that alone. Valerie, I'm gonna put in B tier. The Dollhouse is cool, of course. Gotta love Sylveon, but overall, she's just really mid. And the rest of her team that's not Sylveon is really mid, and she doesn't have a Heliolisk to save her like Clement does. Olympia, I'm gonna put alongside Valerie, kind of the same thing. The gym's really, really cool looking, but it's just like the team is okay. You literally had a perfect chance to put something cool like Malamar on her team, but they didn't. She could have been the 8th gym leader, and they could have spruced up her team a little bit. All of the Gen 6 teams could have been spruced up a little bit Wolfric, I'm gonna put him in D, honestly. I'm sorry. I like Gen 6. I have a lot of nostalgia for Gen 6. But for him being like the last gym leader and still only having 3 Pokemon, I'm sorry. He's just gotta go in D tier. Ilima, another one of these beginning like normal type leaders that's just made to be boring. What else am I supposed to, you know, comment on? He's made to be boring. So he's gonna get D tier. Lana's alright. You know, you got the Araquanid on the team. You know, it was okay. Not great, not terrible, just kind of middle of the road, but Araquanid's really cool, so we're just gonna leave Lana there. Kiawe though. I'll put Kiawe in A. Love the Alola and Marowak. Could have had a little bit of a cooler team. Solid A tier. Mallow can go with Lana. She's nice, she's cool, but her team is kind of lame. Shiinotic is lame. Steenie's alright. I think that there were some better Pokemon to choose from for her team, so I'm just gonna put her in B tier. Sophocles, I don't really remember anything about him, to be honest with you. And if he's that forgettable, I want to put him in F. Just let him sit in F. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Acerola is alright. I like that ghost trial a lot. That was cool. That was creepy. That was definitely one of the creepier things that they did. So I'll let her go in B tier. All the trial captains are they're a little bit forgettable, but I can't just put them all in F. So that being said, I just don't really remember anything about these. Maybe that's just me. I actually really like Gen 7. They're not my favorite games, definitely, but I think I like them a little bit more than most people. But those 3 at the bottom, I just don't really remember anything about. Milo, I mean, he's alright. His Pokemon are kind of lame. The gym is cool. I like the Wooloo thing. I like the Wooloo thing a lot. But he himself and his team, I like the fact that he doesn't have a nose. He's kind of a goat for that. But his Pokemon are so lame that he's gonna have to go and C. Nessa's cool. She's got that Dreadnought Ace, which is easy if you have a grass type, but harder if not. She's got a lot, you know, she's got 2 Gen 8 Pokemon. Second gym leader, kind of like a perfect like middle of the road, so she's gonna go to, you know, like the mid B tier. My boy Kabu though, he can be an A tier. I think I might just like these fire gym leaders. Well, I also really just like Scorch, so that's a big reason why he's going in A tier. And he's the first one to introduce the Gigantamax, which was really cool. Gigantamax Scorch is insane. So for that, pretty much alone, he's gonna have to go in A tier. I know Alistair is cool, so I'm gonna just put him in like B tier because I know a lot of people like him. I never actually played Shield, so I never fought him. I did play Sword, which had B, which was, she was just kind of like, to me she was like Diet Corinna, but like not that much worse. So, and the Gigantamax Machamp was really cool. I'll just put her in B. And she also had Surfetch, which was really, I love Surfetch so much. Opal, get this old hag out of here. I don't like her. I just don't like her. I love my grandma, and if Opal was my grandma, I'd probably still hate her, especially because she gave Bede a chance. Bede he's the worst, bro. He is the worst. Just get them out of here. That fairy forest, that's so cool, but it's got 2 of the worst freaking gym leaders ever. Gordy thinks he's a hot shot, but he's not. So I'm gonna put him in C. He's just kind of a dork. But his mom's got a crazy cool team. She's nice, and I like her, but I don't like Gordy. I just like his mom. Piers is one of my goats. I gotta put him all the way. If I can reach, he's just like Roxy, he's a full-on punk, and I wanna hear them actually make a punk song with him, and then put him in a band with Roxy, and you've got like the greatest song of all time. I'm just gonna look past the fact that he doesn't have any voice acting. Marnie just kind of sits in bro's shadow. Like, she can go and be kind of forgettable, but important enough to the story to not be able to go in F tier. Raihan, he's really cool. I like Raihan. He's got a Flygon, my boy, and that's enough to put him into A. Not quite S, because like, bro is a little bit too chronically online, if you ask me. He's a little bit too obsessed with Leon. Bro, carve your own path. Mustard, I don't know anything about him. I'm sorry, I didn't play that DLC. Same with, I genuinely just don't know this character's name or hers either. And I've heard a few things about him, but again, I'm sorry to the people that know about these characters, but never fought them, so they're gonna go in F for forgettable. Katie, I actually like this fight a little bit. It's like the perfect level of easy. She's got a Nimble. Gotta love Nimble and low kicks. I'm gonna put her in A. Brassius, you can go in C. Oh no, yo, Brassius can go in D. Like, screw this guy. He doesn't even use like art terms correctly, I don't think. Iono, the VTuber, I'll put her in C. To me, her team doesn't really fit her aesthetic. Yeah, she's gonna have to go in C. Kofu, oh my goat. Bro's always hitting you with the Volt and Veluza. and then the first thing he sends out is a Volt and Veluza, and he's got the goofy Wug Trio in the quirky Crabominable that he makes into a water type. And he also cooks. I bet he cooks some really quirky dishes, that old man. I think I'm realizing that I just like these old characters a lot. I like these old dudes. They're all just chill, they're fun. Larry, I understand the hype. I understand it. He's so relatable. It's been said 1,000 times. Everybody loves Larry. Rhyme, her name is like, it's so clever. And her team, I love Toxtricity. Love Toxtricity a lot. I'm gonna put her in B. The rap battle's really fun. It's just that the rap battle is a little bit more fun than the actual battle, which is just kind of easy. Tulip, I like her team. She's cool. She's kind of on that level with Rhyme. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about Tulip. She doesn't like stand out a whole lot to me. It's pretty cool, but also kind of mid. So Grusha, they really hyped Grusha up and did not deliver. Really easy battle, if you ask me. Other people might have struggled with it, but like they hyped him up to be like super difficult, and it was a breeze. So there you have it. This is my full gym leader tier list. All my goats are all these old dudes. And also just Gen 3 characters because I love Hoenn. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.